Now this is a video that I've been waiting to make for a long time, over a month, literally over a month. So there is some good in this video. However, it does come with some bad. There is a bad story that comes with this, and I'm gonna tell it to you. There's so many different elements. I had to write down the dates and situations and stuff on this piece of paper, so I just get everything right and factual. But basically, I got a new camera. Now, as a photographer, that is the best day. A new camera day is, there's nothing better. So it's very exciting. This week has been awesome because I actually got it this week, and I get to replace the camera that you're watching me on now. It's a Canon 6D. I've used it for 8 years-ish. It's pretty long in the tooth. It's missing some parts. It's filmed probably 70 to 75% of every single video that I've made on YouTube. The other camera that I have is the Sony FDR AX100 or something like that. It's the camcorder. We use that for the podcast over on the Post to Post podcast channel. So it was time to upgrade. 8 years. I wanted something that's a little bit better in low light because I do a lot of nighttime photography, a lot of astrophotography, and I really liked my Sony camcorder. So I kind of did some research on the new Sony mirrorless cameras. There's the A6400, there's the A6500, but the newest one, or in that kind of zone, is the A6600, and it has the same basic structure of the A6400, except for two different things. It's got IBIS, which is in-body image stabilization, and it's got a bigger battery. And I really wanted something with a bigger battery because a lot of people complained about the battery life on the A6500 and 6400. So I went with the A6600. It's not a cheap camera, it's a very expensive camera, and I decided to get a specific lens with that camera as well to help me do what I need to do here and in the future. So it wasn't cheap. It was over $3,000. It was just above $3,000. That was the most amount of money that I've spent at one time ever in my entire life. So it was a very nervous purchase, but it was a purchase that I felt this business needed to make to move myself forward and to create better content, because I'm using quite an old camera that's, I'm surprised it's still working, to be quite honest. So basically, here's what the camera looks like. And this is the lens that I got with it. It's a Sigma 16mm f1.4. So I am so pumped to get outside and try this camera in low lights to take some pictures of some stars. It's going to be awesome. Now, the lens that came with the camera is actually an 18 to 135, and this is a pretty good kit lens, and I'm going to use this, like if I'm ever traveling or anything like that on the go. But right now, I'm just going to use this 16 f1.4, which will be great for this specific scenario that I film in every day. With that came, a strap, a lens hood, some other typical stuff that you'd find in a box. I'm not going to obviously do an unboxing. And with that, I got this. It's an adapter, so it's a Canon to Sony E-mount adapter. This allows me to take my Canon lens, which is this is a 50mm 1.8. This allows me to use this. Hold on one second. This allows me to use this, or to use my Canon lenses on my new Sony camera, which, like this is a 17 to 40 f4. I mean, it saves me literally thousands of dollars going out to try and replace my Canon lenses with Sony lenses. So I'm pretty set up right now. I'm very happy with my equipment and what the things that I have to create for YouTube. Now, here's the bad. Because it was such a nervous purchase, I wanted to buy somewhere with a lot of reputation, and I don't think there's a company in Canada that has a better reputation or is bigger than Henry's camera in Canada. You guys in the United States, if you're watching, you guys have B&H Photo. That's probably the biggest there, or Adorama or whatever. But we have Henry's, we have Camera Canada, we've got... There's a bunch, Vistech, there's a bunch, but I think Henry's is pretty much the leader in Canada. So I really wanted to give them my business because they have the best reputation. Also, I've purchased there before. This mic here, which is the Rode Pod mic, this is our third mic that we use when we have a third guest on the podcast. Purchased that from Henry's, no issue, great service. The Sony camera that we film our podcast with, that was also purchased at Henry's, and that was over $2,000. So, those two things, including this new camera, I've given Henry's, over $5,000. That's a lot of money. So, this is a frustrating video to make because I don't want to make it to discredit Henry's or tarnish their reputation or anything, but it's also fair that I inform you, if you are Canadian and if you are looking to get some new camera gear, you should probably hear my experience with Henry's so you can make an informed and educated decision on your end to figure out where you want to purchase, whether it's Henry's or wherever in the future. I'm here to tell you my story in a factual manner. So here's my story. On April 2nd, I submitted this order. Now I'm filming this on May 8th. I got this camera on May 6th. So here's the timeline from April 2nd to now. And like I said, I did write it down because I wanted to make sure all the dates and everything is correct. April 2nd, placed order. On April 9th, I did not receive any shipping notification or, I was checking the status. It still said like pending or whatever, paid but pending. So on April 9th, which was a week later, I sent an email just to check up and to their customer service and basically just asked, hey, notice that there's no notice on your site saying because of the COVID-19 there's any shipping delays or anything like that. So I just wondering just to get a status update on where my camera is or why isn't it shipped with the lens, because I originally also ordered this lens from Henry's. I get a response, a very prompt one, and it says basically, we don't have the lens. We have the lens. It's in a retail location, but it's not in our warehouse, so we can't ship you your order. We have to wait for our stores to open in order to cross-ship the lens to the warehouse so we can ship it to you. And, with everything going on, that's probably going to be mid-May at earliest, most likely June or July, depending on where that store is. If it's in Ontario, it depends. So, I was pretty frustrated because no one was going to tell me that. I was basically going to have to wait until mid-May or June or whatever to be notified that my camera was going to ship then, or, I didn't get a notification saying that wasn't in stock at their warehouse. On the site, it said in stock. It didn't tell me where, so I bought it. It's in stock. I'm going to buy it. Come on. So, I had a conversation and I said, okay, well, just cancel. Can you remove the lens from the order and I'll just stick and continue with just the camera. The camera's in stock at the warehouse. Please just go ahead and ship that. They agreed, remove the lens, so all good. April 16th, again, no status update. So again, another week has passed and no notification saying that this was shipped. So I just emailed again and for a checkup. Spoke to the same person every time. And I just want to say this right now, I don't specifically blame that person. I'm not going to say their name. We'll just call them M. So I don't specifically blame M, but he is part of the story. So I do have to include it. So no reply on my email on April 16th. I didn't get a reply until April 20th, which I believe was a Monday. And I sent that email on a Friday. So that's okay. So, I actually got called. I didn't get email back. I got called and said that, we'll look into it. Let me get back to you by Wednesday or April 22nd at the latest. I'm hoping to have an answer for you tomorrow, Tuesday morning, but I'll try and get back to you at the latest by Wednesday morning, April 22nd. Said, awesome. Thank you so much. On April 23rd, which is Thursday, I hadn't heard anything. So I emailed back just to check up, say, hey, why isn't this been shipped yet? Did you find anything out? On April 24th, a day had passed. I think this is Friday at this point. I got called. And I was told that they tried to process it initially, but it was a possible fraudulent purchase. And they also said that they tried twice and it didn't work. So I was to have to call my bank and tell them that it wasn't a fraudulent purchase and to approve it and whatnot. But the bank told me that they never actually tried to attempt the purchase the second time or attempt the process. They did it once, which is fine, whatever. So I emailed back on the 24th as soon as I got off the phone, which was a Friday, and I said, process the card immediately. The bank knows. The bank says that you guys didn't try the second time. Please try again right now or as soon as you can. Process it immediately. And let's let's get the ball rolling. That was on April 24th. On April 27th, I got called. The payment went through, and he notified the warehouse to ship it. At this point, I'm pretty frustrated. It's April 27th. It's 2 days before my birthday. I had planned to have the camera for my birthday. It was kind of a birthday present to myself at the same time. And I placed the order on April 2nd. And none of this has to do with COVID-19 or the coronavirus. None of it, according to him. So, and according to the website, there was still no shipping delay notifications on their website. So we're strictly talking Henry's issues here. So I'm pretty frustrated. I've worked in customer service. I've worked in shipping. I've worked in order fulfillment. I've worked in all of the roles that take place to ship this camera out in a different company. I currently work in one of those roles now. I don't work in shipping and receiving now. I work in marketing, but I understand. I know what position he's in. I know what position the other workers are in this process, and I'm pretty frustrated. So I asked for some kind of compensation. Hey, can I have a future discount? Can I have a gift card or anything like that? And he said, I'll look into it. And he ended up offering me a $50 gift card. $50 in the grand scheme of things when you're spending over $3,000 isn't that much, but I really appreciate it, and I thank Henry's for that. So, and that all went down on April 27th. May 4th, and a week later, I had to email them again, nothing had shipped. So May 4th, a month and 2 days after I initially placed the order, waiting a week again. Why hasn't this shipped? What's going on? Either you have the camera or you don't. Is it in stock? If it's in stock, ship it. I understand if things are slower and there's not as many workers or anything like that, but make that known. If you are experiencing delays, make it known on your site. Make it known on social media. Let me know. No one told me that they were experiencing delays. I just assumed it. Anyway, on May 5th, the day later, the camera ships. I did get a response that day saying that the camera shipped after it shipped, but they did ship it priority, which was awesome. And on May 6th, I got the camera. So they shipped it on May 5th. I got it on May 6th, which was great. I'm really, really appreciative that they shipped it priority, and there was a less than 24-hour turnaround, actually. They shipped it, I think, 5 or 6 p.m. on the 5th, and I got it around 4:01 on May 6th. So it's in my possession now, obviously, as you saw earlier in the video. I'm super thrilled to have it, but I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated because I went to the company with the best reputation because I thought I would get the best service, because this is a big purchase, and I ended up getting probably the worst service. I'm disappointed that they didn't let me know that they were experiencing delays for whatever reason, whether it was COVID-19 related or whether it was internal related. And again, I don't blame M. I don't think it was his fault at all. He was extremely helpful, and I think it's an internal communication problem. I think there's issues there with Henry's, and I can't say for sure. I can only guess, but I'm a customer who's spending a lot of money, and I had to wait over a month to get my product that was in stock. And I may have had to wait even longer, months longer, if I didn't send that initial checkup email. So I'm glad that I did my due diligence, and I pressed the issue, and I didn't back down. But even with all that pressure, I still got the camera over a month after I purchased it. And I know, big deal. There's worse problems in the world right now. I know, I understand. I'm just telling you my story because I think it's important. I think it's important that I tell you the truth. And the truth is, I had a great experience with that customer service agent. I've had great experience with Henry's in the past, but this specific purchase was not a great experience. And to be honest, I might not use that $50 gift card. I don't know. If I make any camera purchases in the future, or lens purchases, or audio purchases, which I will, I'm probably not going to buy from Henry's. And yeah, I'm not making this video so they see it and they give me free stuff or they refund me some money. I don't want that. I don't want free stuff. I have what I want because I just bought what I want. I don't need anything. I don't need an apology. I don't need a response or anything like that. If they do see this, if anyone at Henry's does see this, look into the matter and fix it internally. Go through the process of trying to better the company so this doesn't happen to someone else. And this is really why I'm making this video, is so, number one, if Henry's does see it, they can maybe take some steps so it doesn't affect a future customer. And number two, if you are the future customer, maybe you can make an educated decision on whether you want to buy at Henry's or not. I'm not saying don't buy there. They have awesome prices. They have good sales. If you find something you like, buy it. I'm not saying don't buy from Henry's. I'm saying, consider your options. I personally, like I said, probably won't buy from Henry's. I ended up having to buy this lens, which Henry's did not have in stock at their warehouse. I had to buy this from Vistec, and I placed this order over a week, or maybe, it was a week and a half after the original Henry's purchase, and I got this almost 3 weeks exactly prior to this. So, I mean, my next purchase might go to Vistec. I don't know. I'm still frustrated, but I'm just relieved that I finally have it. And another reason why I'm making this video is because not all the time, not every week, but maybe once every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, I get the question, what do you use for camera gear? What do you use for lenses? What do you use for a mic? I get a lot of technical questions often. So I released a little bit of information here on the camera that I use, the camera that I'm going to use. And yeah, so I mean, I don't really have anything else to say other than that. I'm super excited with this. Shoots in 4K. You can power it externally through a USB cable, so you don't have to, take the battery out and charge it and stuff. And I mean, it's gonna be awesome. I'm really excited, and there's videos that I'm waiting to do. Like there were things that I could have done which would have made me some money on YouTube and other places that I specifically needed this camera for, and I couldn't do it. And I've been waiting. Like, I wanted to do an apartment tour. I wanted to do the office setup here. There's a specific video that I ordered something funny, and I needed this camera to do it. So there's things that I need this camera for, and I've been waiting to do them. So now that I have it, I'm really excited. So thank you guys for bearing with me through this probably non-interesting and pretty monotone video. But if you did make it this far, I really appreciate it. This obviously isn't the typical content that I make. I'm talking hockey, or I'm doing geography trivia or whatever. It's light-hearted stuff. I don't really make a lot of serious videos like this. So every video from here on out, you will see the new camera. And the good thing about the new camera is, and one of the reasons why I replaced that camera is because it has continual autofocus while filming. That doesn't. That's like, if I back up, I'm out of focus. If I come in, I'm out of focus. I have to manually set the focus and stand exactly where I need to stand. With this camera, I can back up, I can move forward, and the focus is so quick on this. It's awesome. So I'm looking forward to not necessarily retiring, but putting away that camera for a little bit. I've used it so much. It's probably got between 500,000 and 700,000 shutter actuations. So, it's been used pretty heavily. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. I appreciate it. If you have any questions down below in the comments, please let me know, and I can help you out with any technical questions when it comes to cameras. For the most part, don't say, I want to get into photography, what camera should I get? That is the worst question you can ask a photographer. Please don't do that. If you are interested in photography and you want that question to be answered, we as photographers and videographers that need information, what's your budget? How much experience do you have? What do you plan to do? Do you plan to use it? Is it for video primarily? Is it photography? Be as detailed as possible if you are going to ask that ultimate question, what camera should I buy? So guys, thank you so much. If you want to subscribe down below, that would be awesome. I've got some Lightroom tutorials coming out. I've got some Photoshop tutorials coming out, looking at your photos, critiquing your photos, and of course, lots of hockey stuff and other stuff. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Adios.